I'm Jonatan and I've been a full-time trader for 7 years. In today's video, I am going to show you the details of my profitable trading system, the RLZ method. It's simple, easy to execute, and it doesn't require a lot of screen time. Welcome back to RLZ Trading, everyone, and before we dive into the details of the system, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. In this first part of the video, I'm going to show you how to set up all the indicators that we'll need, and we'll be using TradingView for this. And the good news is every indicator is available for free. We are going to begin by adding 2 exponential moving averages, commonly referred to as EMAs. The first one is the 20 EMA and the second one is the 50 EMA. All you have to do to add the EMAs is click indicators up here, start writing exponential, and it will come up right here. It says moving average exponential. I want you to click this twice because we want 120 and 150. Get them up here in the left upper corner. We're going to go in at the first one and we are going to go to inputs. On length, we will change the 9 to the 20. Then go to style and you select this blue, and well, actually I'd like to have my 20 as blue. So next up we go to the one below and we change inputs to 50. Style, I'd like to change the color to gray. Now of course you can use whatever color you want, and it's that simple. Now we have the 20 and the 50 exponential moving average on the chart. Now that we have the EMAs all set up, it's time to introduce the stochastics RSI. So again, I want you to click indicators and start typing in STOCH, and right here you have the stochastics RSI. Click this once and you will see that now the ones I already have added on top here is mine, and then below we have the original ones. So as you can see, there's a slight difference here. So I'm going to go into the settings of the newly added stochastics RSI. So click the cogwheel here, settings, and this is what you get. Now we want to make sure that it looks the same, and what I want to do first is I want the upper band, I want to change that to 70, and the lower band I want to make sure I change that to 30, and I'm removing the background and I'm removing the middle band. The lower band becomes a line, the upper band also becomes a line. The difference in color here is subtle, but I'll change it to slightly more bright blue, and here again I'm gonna use gray to kind of get a similar feeling. And then you can see I changed the colors of the horizontal. This is just a style thing, it doesn't matter the system. The thing that really matters is to change the upper band to 70 and the lower band 30. And finally we have the Fibonacci retracement tool. This isn't just an indicator, it's more of a drawing tool and plays a crucial role in our trading system. You can find it in TradingView's toolbox on the left side of the screen. Let's add it to a chart and go through the correct settings. So here on the left side you have the Fibonacci retracement tool. Let's quickly add it to the chart here so that we can correct settings. So I'm gonna add a template that I'm mostly using, and then I'm gonna go to style and you will see here which of the Fibonacci retracement level I have activated. So it's the 0, 0.618, 0.786, the 0.5, the 0.702, and the 1. So you can just pause the video and copy this to make sure you have the same levels. Then of course, if you are already using the Fibonacci retracement tool and specific levels, I do recommend to keep that in mind to see if you can integrate your trading style into this system. Because remember, it's very important that you can't just copy a system if it's not really in line with your personality and your trading style. And it's so good that this system, you're able to integrate most of your own trading styles into this system as well. With our indicators and the Fibonacci tool set up, it's time to talk about market structure and trends. The RLZ method is a trend following system, which means understanding the market structure you're trading in is vital. Are you in a trend or a ranging market? In this image, you see a picture perfect idea of market structure. It's important to remember that it won't always look this clean in real trading, but knowing what to look for is crucial. Many of you might already be familiar with this surface concepts, but it's always important to cover the basics. All you really have to care about is learning how to identify a trending market. So here you can see a picture perfect uptrend with a high, a low, and then higher highs and higher lows. This is what we're looking to trade. We're looking to trade the break and retest in a trending market. Now, more on that later. Other key concepts include the break in market structure and the break and retest of horizontal levels. Now, let's take a look at this graph. Here we see a break in market structure, which is also a break and retest of a horizontal level. Now, this is a key moment for traders using the RLZ method. When you see a structure like this, it's signaling a potential shift in the market's direction. So let's take a closer look at this picture. Now here you will see that we have a downtrend with lower highs and lower lows, and then we enter a range forming equal lows and equal highs. And this is where the magic happens. This is where you break above the previous highs, you break out of the range, and you're forming a new higher low, and potentially a new trend is forming. This is the break and retest, and this is what we want to focus on. One of the great aspects of RLZ method is its flexibility across different time frames. While this system is effective in various time frames, my focus is on swing trading. This means I primarily use the daily time frame and the 4-hour time frame. However, this doesn't mean you're limited to these time frames. You could also successfully apply the RLZ method using the 4-hour and the 1-hour time frame, or even the 15-minute and the 5-minute. It all depends on your trading style. Finally, let's bring everything together and let's take a look at some real examples to show you exactly how to trade this system. So here on the chart we have Euro USD. I'm using the daily and the 4 hours. So first of all, we want to make sure that we're trading with the overall high time frame trend, which in this case is the daily. And you'll see that we want to make sure that the price is below the 20 and 50 EMA, which you can see they are here. And you also preferably want the 20 EMA, which is this one right here, below the 50 EMA. It kind of looks like we are, yes, the overall trend is not super clear, but definitely, if not neutral, if not bearish, it's definitely neutral. So I would say that at least the local trend here is to the downside. So now that we are somewhat biased to the downside, we look at the 4-hour. We want to look for a clear trend, and I would say that this is somewhat clear. Remember what I said, the picture perfect, like it's never going to be picture perfect. It's not going to be as clean and clear in real trading, but this is somewhat clear. And we have a horizontal level here. I'm just going to add it something like that. And the overall trade idea here is to first see if this price breaks. I mean, this level breaks, and as you can see here, it starts breaking, it breaks, breaking lower. And now what we want to do is we want to add the Fibonacci retracement tool. I'm viewing this as a move to the downside. So we want to add the fib from this high to this low. So the high of the move to the low of the move. When going short, and this is obviously a short setup, you want to make sure that you always draw from the high to the low and always draw the fib forward in time. Now on the Fibonacci tool, the important area is the reload zone and the 50% fib. Now the reload zone is the area between the 0.786 and the 0.618. And then here you have the 50% fib. Any type of reaction inside this area, any type of bearish reaction would want me to go short. But then we have the stochastics RSI as well. We want to make sure that we only short if the stochastics RSI is above 70, and we only look for longs if the stochastics RSI is below 30. In this case, we want to see stochastics come up here and preferably also give us a bear cross and a rounded top. And inside the area where we are looking for a rejection, the perfect entry trigger for this would be a bearish engulfing candle. Now there's different entry techniques you can use here, but I want to give you the overall approach, and then in later videos I'm going to give you the more detailed approach. So let's move forward here to see where we might see our entry trigger. So I'm looking right now, I'm looking for either a bearish engulfing candle here or a bearish engulfing candle higher up inside the reload zone. And what I want to see here, I always have to have the 4-hour 20 and below the 4-hour 50, and price should never go above the 4-hour 50. The rejection has to happen on the 4-hour 20 or between these two. So this is a simple break and retest retest basically. Now here we are seeing the first sign of a bearish engulfing candle. What I would do in this case is I would put in short stop order, so a short order that would only be hit if price comes below that wick, and then we can use stop loss. We can have the stop loss above the 50 EMA right here, the 50 EMA on the 4 hour. Now this is just going to be a low R trade, but because of the fact that the win rate of this system has between 50 and 60%, when backtesting it has over 60%, I'm okay with taking trades that are 1 R or higher. So you might look at this and say, well, it's only 1 R, but the fact is, as long as it's 1 R or higher, this system will make sure it's profitable. This is setup, right? You have a bearish engulfing candle right on the 50% fib and the 20 EMA, and also right in the middle of that horizontal level, and you have the stochastics RSI above 70. So let's see what happens. You should be filled on that candle, and then on that candle you would have been hitting TP. Let's take a look at one final example. This is USD CHF, and we'll see here. First of all, we'll look at the daily. What's the daily trend telling us? Well, it's quite simple. The daily 20 EMA is below the daily 50 EMA, and we are in a clear downtrend. So we go back to the 4 hour, and we are going to look for a potential zone of entry. So we're looking for a continuation to the downside. That's the continuation to the downside. Let's see if we can hit this level above, see if we can have a trade here. I would like price to perhaps go down here and then touch the reload zone to the upside. Well, it's testing the 50 right here, but I don't think we can't get an entry on there or not. So now it's breaking down. We didn't really miss an entry, but it did hit the level, but very hard for us to get in on an entry. And the stochastics RSI, we're not above 70. So let's keep on watching for a setup on this one. Now we've broken a horizontal level here, so this is a pretty decent area for potential retest, and let's use these highs right here, the area where we wanted to get in the last time, but that never materialized as a setup. So we're adding the Fibonacci tool. Well, actually, let's wait till we have a low. Price is going lower, and now we start to form a low, and price retests the area. We're going to use that fib right there, and now you see that price is perfectly within the reload zone. This is the area that we want to be trading inside. Let's see if in one candle we can see the stochastics fully going above 70. Look at that, absolutely beautiful. The stochastics RSI is above 70. Price is inside the reload zone, and between the 20 and the 50 EMA, everything is lining up nicely here for a potential trade. And I always take profits at the last low. But what I wanted to show you with this video is the entry trigger, because this system is very customizable when it comes to stop loss placement. Preferably stop loss would be above 4 hour 50 EMA. If you can't do that, the 0.786, and if you can't do that, just put it above the structure that caused the entry trigger. But my TP is always going to be at the last low. Some people like to have TP lower, but that would lower, in my case, it lowers the win rate of the system, because a lot of trades just go down to the local low and then reverses, creating a double bottom. But let's look at this one right here. Let's look at this entry trigger here. Let's look for the next candle. All right, you see here, it forms a bearish engulfing candle. What I want to do is I'd like to play off the 50% fib a lot. So I'm going to place my short 50% fib, because if it breaks down here, it's probably going down lower, because everything aligns here. Well, not probably, but there's definitely some edge in that idea. So let's put the stop loss right here. This is a 1.34 R trade. Now again, not the highest R, but with a win rate closer to 60, having everything above 1 R is actually quite profitable. And then you're going to have trades where you find 2R and 3R. So let's see how this plays out. Price breaks down here. We are now filled on that one, and then it goes straight down to TP, and then just like I said, hit that TP, and then it starts reversing to the upside. And that's why I like taking profits at the last local lows. And there you have it, a short introductory guide to the RLZ method. I hope you find it interesting and helpful. If you liked the video and are interested in more information about the system, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing to the channel. Your support is what keeps this channel growing and helps me create more valuable content for traders just like you. Thank you for watching, and I'm looking forward to seeing you for my next video. Until then, happy trading.